Hello everyone and welcome back to another episode on how to set up Visual Studio Code for using Fortran. Today I'm going to show you something that is not that related to Fortran itself, but it might come in quite handy for a lot of you guys, especially those of you who are working on remote machines like clusters or supercomputers. And since most of the Fortran community is still in the scientific world, I thought that this feature might be interesting for you guys. So what is this video about? I'm going to show you now how you can use Visual Studio Code to set up a remote SSH connection to any server or machine within your local network or on the internet. To demonstrate this, I connected a little Raspberry Pi to my local network, which I will use as a little dummy server where I will log into. So let's get right in and take a look at Visual Studio Code. Here we are in the editor, and before you can build up any SSH connection, you must install the remote SSH extension, remote-SSH. It's this one, which is provided by Microsoft. Just install it, and afterwards you can directly open up the control palette by Ctrl-Shift-P, and now type remote-SSH, and now you can see different options you can choose. For example, connect current window to host. Choose this one, and now Visual Studio Code asked us for a configured host or some address we want to log into. So in our case, we are going to log into Pi at this local IP address I have here. Just hit enter. Now it starts to building up the SSH connection, and it's asking you for the password. So raspberry should be the standard password, and voila, we are logged in. You can see that we are logged in, first of all, because we do not have any error message. Second of all, you can see in the terminal that we are logged in as Pi at the Raspberry Pi. And down here you can also see that the SSH connection is to the IP address 192.168 and so on and so forth. If you now want to work on this machine, you can click here on Open Folder, and in this case we just choose the home directory of the Pi user, and we are brought directly to the home folder, where I already prepared this little VS Code example here, this hello.f90 file living in the VS Code Fortran folder. What you see directly is that since we're logged in on the remote machine, we do not have any syntax highlighting available. This is due to the fact that in Visual Studio Code you need to install the extensions you want to use on the remote machine. So to have syntax highlighting, we would have to search for Fortran extensions here. And there we see Modern Fortran can be installed on the SSH machine, as well as Fortran IntelliSense and Fortran Breakpoint support. We will also install the C++ package. Oh, it's already installed. Okay. So now we go back to our file, and here you go. You can see that the syntax highlighting is working now fine. We can set breakpoints, and we can also compile and run the program. If we bring up a terminal, let's take a look. We cd into the VS Code directory. Now we run gfortran hello.f90. This compiled. We got an a.out file. Run it, and there we go. Hello VS Code from the remote machine. Okay, so this was a really short demonstration on how you can log into a remote machine like a cluster or a server or even your local Raspberry Pi using Visual Studio Code. I hope this is something that you find handy and you can play around with. And as always, if you have any questions, please leave a comment below. And if you want to see more of these videos, subscribe to my channel. Until then, stay healthy and see you. Bye bye.